Hey guys, today is going to be very quick interview tips. It's freezing. I'm not motivated to do work, so thought I would do some YouTube instead. I'll first do some general advice tips, and then after that talk about law interviews specifically. These are the tips. Let's get straight into it. Firstly, don't hold yourself back from saying something because you think it's like stupid or you think it's wrong, which is even worse than thinking it's stupid. Your interviews are not a test, which sounds strange. It's meant to replicate a supervision or a tutorial, depending on where you're applying to. And it's very tempting to feel like you have to be giving intelligent answers when you actually don't at all. So please get that out of your mind. All you should be doing is engaging with the question. And, oh, I hear someone leaving. Similarly, if you want clarification, just ask. They won't hold it against you. My second point is don't overthink it before and after. What I mean by that is don't psych yourself out. If you've been invited to interview, congratulations. They would not waste their time, like at least 30 minutes of their time as busy academics to interview someone who they think has no hope of getting an offer. So do your best and be confident. Same for after. Don't catastrophize. So don't go, oh my god, I've bombed the interview, I'm never getting an offer, and be sad for a month. The last general tip I have is enjoy your interview, smile, say thank you at the end to thank your interviews at the end. Another thing is if they ask if you have a question, you don't need to have a question. So I did the very awkward thing where they said, do you have a question? And I went, and like stared at them for about like 2 minutes and then said, no, thank you. It doesn't matter. You don't need to have a question. The whole smile and look like you're having fun isn't for your interviewer's benefit, it's for yours. If you smile and tell yourself you're having fun, you're more likely to gaslight yourself into actually believing it. Now, obviously an interview is going to make you nervous, it's going to make you stressed, and they know that. But if you tell yourself that you're having a great time, chances are you're more likely to have a great time. Now on to the cool people interview tips, and by that, of course, I mean the legal interview tips. The first tip is super specific, but that is take a look at the sample supervision sheets. I'll link the website down in the description. I don't know if you're applying to Oxford, I don't know if they do the same thing, but if you are, like, just look at the sample supervision sheets from Cambridge, and obviously some of it won't make sense because they require you to have reading that you probably wouldn't have done. But have a go at discussing those questions with your parents, with your friends, with your further maths teacher. A question that I see come up a lot is, how do I know when to change my mind? Because you have told you need to defend your arguments, but at the same time you need to be flexible to change. So how do I know when to defend my arguments and equally when to change my mind? If your argument is X and you state your argument and you present your argument, so you should explain your argument, and then they'll probably come back with Y. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to consider how Y changes X. So your new response should be X plus Y. And just considering Y doesn't mean that you're necessarily changing X. The far less waffly and complicated way of thinking about it is change your point of view when you genuinely think your point of view has changed. Okay, the third tip I have is attention to detail. If you're given a statue, I want you to make a note of every time it says and every time it says or in your head. Because having to meet criteria 1 and 2 is very different to having to meet criteria 1 or 2. don't assume the common meaning of all the words that you see. So you need to pay very close attention to detail and look out for what words might be contentious. Think of words like dishonestly or recklessly or foreseeability. So those different meanings might give rise to challenges, and challenges are fun. Remember, challenges are great and you need to identify and spot them. Those are all my tips for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and best of luck. Remember that you've been invited because you're capable of getting an offer, and you should be very proud of yourself.